Hello everybody, welcome to another Kendo Tip stream. My name is Jose, Mayonda in Kendo, and Happy New Year. So we're finally in 2021. Hopefully 2021 will be way better than 2020. And please let me know if you're here so I can say hello, and let me know if you can hear me well. The audio is fine. I'm having a little bit of a technical issue here when it comes to some of the controls that I use. But in the meantime, let me know how was your Christmas, New Year's, and all the things you did for the holidays. Well, I set myself up with everything that I need to do here. And I say, please let me know you're here so I can say hello. It's crazy. I mean, I literally just started the stream. I got 4 people here in the stream. Might not seem like a lot, but I really appreciate everybody that shows up and comments and just listens to me talk and do all this stuff. It's really fun. So let me see if I can get this application working real quick. So Theo, Happy New Year. I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for passing by, commenting, and how was your festivities? Hopefully you stay safe. Everything's good. So far for me it was like very small. I had a few little family members here at home. And yeah, we just spent the New Year's here, watched the ball drop from New York, and it was cool. I don't know why this application is not working for me. Jan, feliz año. That's right, man. Like how many languages can you speak? I know you probably don't speak fluent Spanish, right? But you understand some of it. So Theo, you said you traveled to your parents for the holidays. You missed a couple streams. Well, it's okay. I'm here. Also, I didn't stream on Wednesday for Suburi between the Christmas and New Year's. What I'm planning to do is this Wednesday at 7, right? 7. Normally in my dojo we do like 1,000 Suburi. We don't do like 1,000 Suburi. We do 1,000 Suburi for the New Year's. So because I cannot go to the dojo, I guess I can just keep the tradition going here at home. So if you would like to join me for some Suburi or just criticize my form, please feel free to pass by and let me know how I'm doing. So but you had fun. Nice. Like did you travel by plane, car? How was it with the whole situation lately? Let me set up this. Okay. I should be connected. What's going on? Okay, I think I'm connected now. So let me just try out my camera, making sure that this is good. So yeah, this is good. You guys can see me over here. Making sure that, I need to make it a little bit wider so you guys can see the floor. Perfect. Okay, now come back to this. My light fell off. Man, okay, that's way better. Okay, so what I have planned for today, I picked up a couple of videos, 3 videos of a Tokyo championship, which I thought would be interesting because it's recent. So I kind of want to, like I did a few streams back where I was like picking up like some of the differences that are going on based on, preventive methods that they're taking care of right now for competitions, and see what we can learn from that. Also, good kendo. So yeah, the way I picked it up, it was like I picked up the finals and 2 quarterfinals because I couldn't find the semifinals, but the quarterfinals that I picked up are the 2 competitors that are going to be in the finals. So we can probably like read up a little bit of their kendo and like just kind of study a little bit. So hopefully they find that interesting and cool. Let me just pop up the chat so I know exactly when people are messaging me. Let me see. Jan, okay, I just read your message. You had 2 years of Spanish in school, but that's about it. That's about all that is remaining. Well, it's okay, and but you speak German and English. Anything else besides a little bit of Spanish? Oh wait, in Japanese, right? Hey Steven, Happy New Year, man. Thank you very much for passing by. How are things in California? I hope things are getting better and we hopefully see kendo reopening soon. That'll be interesting. That'll be good. I really miss it. Lately I know I've been off from a lot of like social media, and I even skipped the stream on Wednesday. I'm working on a Christmas video, so obviously it's a very late video. And what I did is like I did like a music video with a couple of kenshi, or a couple kendoka. So I kind of bit a little bit more than I can chew, because let's just put it this way, I learned a lot, so I know how to do it better for next time. So, but that's been kind of like taking my attention, that besides the holidays and work and stuff like that. So I'm sorry if you have messaged me and it's taking me a minute to reply, and being crazy, Jan. I know, like, well, we're gonna meet up later after the stream, but yeah, I'm sorry. No excuses though. I forgot a lot of things, and like I've been busy with that. I've been very preoccupied with that. Anyway, it might be an early video for Christmas 2021. Yeah, I guess so, right? Like, there's nothing that says 2020 in that video, besides maybe me saying that the video is late. But yeah, that's good. Steven, so it's been quiet over there. I know that, like, when this whole thing started, when I was in California, right? Like I was there for the gashiku. Things were way better in terms of control over there than it was here in Florida. Here, I think it's like a little bit too crazy. Like I have a cousin that he does Uber, and he was showing me the map, like all the movement on the air. So I was like, man, like a lot of people are moving a lot, or like they're like going to like one part to another, and like it's like, man, come on, like please take care of yourself. Anyways, hopefully we can get rid of all this craziness soon. Okay, I have a few people on the stream. I want to say, for anybody that just joining in, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show a few Shiai videos. We're going to study a little bit. It's a recent Shiai video, so we're going to study a little bit of some of the measures that are being taken in order to continue doing kendo on these times, and also we're going to study their kendo, so that should be cool. So let me make sure I have my window open up here. This week specifically, I didn't really go into I didn't really talk to anybody like specifically this week to like come up with a beefy topic. I know last week I was like very entertained with the whole thing about different types of fumikomi and different explanations of fumikomi. So today I guess we're just gonna do like a general study on all this stuff. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm gonna mute my computer so that way, like if you don't get my notifications in your ear. But I was recording. I just noticed that my light back there is like moving, and I just recorded like the last part of the music video I was telling you, and I was using that, so I just noticed that. So let's just leave it like that. Let me see. Where am I? Okay. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to show you a video. Let me start with the first one. Let me see. Okay. Let me make sure that it fits the screen. Is it fitting the screen? Is it playing? What's going on? Oh, okay. It's right here. Okay. So again, this is a Tokyo Championship. I forgot. There's nobody that I recognized in the roster on the people that went there. I can't remember. It's in the page that I downloaded this video from. But anyways, so the first thing I can notice here is that the shimpan and everybody's wearing their mask. I am guessing that the people in the court are not wearing a mask. I mean, like the competitors, right? But the shimpans are, which is pretty cool. I like this type of attentiveness, right? Like, well, from both competitors. Like, let me rewind a little bit of this. But like, you see right here at this point, both competitors are like very present. They're not just moving. And like, White knows it, and red knows it. So red is kind of like, you know, trying to put pressure, but he's not being reckless, right? And he's trying to change a little bit the timing, getting control of the Shiai, and obviously he didn't see an opening, so he didn't commit to an attack, right? But he did close distance because, you know, you don't want to be exposed yourself to an attack. Oh, okay. That, I think that was a moment. What do you guys think about that moment right there? Like, White does that little like type of thing. I feel like that can throw his confidence right there. I mean, like, he almost got hit. That's a moment that mentally you have to recuperate quick, because if not, you can be vulnerable when it comes like mentally, right? Let me see, Jan, what you said. White elbows pointing outwards too much. Actually, it's the same as me, and and you were told to stop it. So actually, that's a very interesting observation. I didn't even notice it. Hold on. So one thing that I like to do is I want to have my elbows not too out, right? I want to make sure that my elbows are in a natural position on my body. I feel like if I do this, I'm breaking the line of power to, like, you know, to pull the Shiai. So whichever, I know you just said the right elbow, but I feel like whichever elbow, right? We want to have either elbow, both of them in control and right behind the Shiai. But let's watch that. That was an interesting observation. Let me see that. I guess this angle is not that good to see it, right? Okay, right here probably better. No, really, because now he's this way. Let me see. Okay, this will probably be the perfect spot to see it. I mean, he's moving so much that I can see how maybe like it's just, you know, like he going through a motion, or I don't know. Hold on, because you're writing my message. Let me see what you say. It's something you were doing and showing too much kote. Yeah, and that's one of the biggest problems on having your elbows outside too much, is that you expose your kote, right? Not only you take away from having control of Shiai, but you're also exposing your kote a little bit if you take out your arm out too much. So yeah, it's definitely something you wanna pay attention. And that's one of the things I feel like we go through cycles when it comes to reinforcing basics. So, you know, you would think when you start Kendo, right? Like, you're gonna learn more and different things, and get like more techniques and different ways to do things. But in reality, what we spend most of the time is kind of like reviewing the basics, right? If you think about it, we only have 4 basic attacks in Kendo. So, you know, you have Men, Ski, Do, and Kote. So, I guess like everything else is kind of like, you know, like, I guess for me, I learned to appreciate the practice of basics way more the higher I've been getting. And for me, when I was training in Japan, and after I came back from Japan, like, that's kind of stayed with me. I kind of sometimes get more enjoyment out of taking the time to practice basics like Kihon, like just basic men, than sometimes Keiko, right? I enjoy Keiko, don't get me wrong, right? But sometimes I feel like I have a lot of enjoyment just taking the time to practice basics, just to kind of polish. But I realized for myself that maybe sometimes that's a little bit too much, in the sense that I also have to pay attention to my Keiko, right? Because then I feel that I may do like beautiful techniques or whatever you want to call it, but then they might end up not being practical during Keiko. So I think there's a balance there. What do you guys think? that's I think that's an interesting point. What do you guys think the balance between Keiko and Kihon practice? Let me see, Jan, you said that you can actually see through between the arms and the do. So you mean that, okay, you can see between like I guess, how do I say it, like right here? Okay. I mean, also lately I've been a little bit more open-minded, and I'm not gonna say open-minded, but like maybe like trying to detail different habits of high-level kenshi and try to figure out why they do them. Why do they have those habits? Are they really bad habits? I'm not gonna say that that's a technique that they use, but I'm going to say that maybe it's an adaptation of their body, like of their body type and how, you know, like they're feeling in their body to, you know, to adapt to Kendo. I mean, like I've been giving it a lot of thought on that, like trying to figure out, okay, for example, I know I showed in videos a lot about Mariko Yamamoto, and she does this thing where like when she going to do a fumikomi, sometimes that like she leads a little bit like kind of like Sumi Sensei's video that I showed last week, where she throws the heel and she kicks forward but then lands flat, right? But again, a lot of the ways that we've been explained or like being taught on how to do fumikomi is that you want to throw the knee forward first, right, and like land flat with the foot. So yeah, tell me what you think. Like, what? Well, first of all, I guess the question that I asked before is like the balance between studying Kihon and studying Keiko. You know, what are your opinions on that? And yeah, and like I guess that's what I was trying to say is like that's something that I'm doing right now. I'm trying to figure out, not necessarily saying okay he's doing something bad, even if it's a beginner, right? Like trying to say okay, maybe it's not that he's doing something bad, it's maybe he's trying to adapt his body type or something in order to, you know, make his Kendo work. You said, Jan, that absolutely when you say that he's doing that too much, I mean, I'm happy if you tell me that I'm not correct and I can learn something new. Yeah. So again, maybe he is making a mistake. I'm just saying, I'm gonna try to study. I'm gonna try to like, I'm taking notes of those things that we're talking about. I'm trying to figure out maybe more people that have those things, or like more people that do those things and why they do them, and is there a benefit? Could there be a benefit? I'm not saying study those things and do them. I'm saying like, okay, why is this person doing it? And if I'm doing it, how can I fix it? And or what benefits can I have from what I'm doing? I don't know. Just studying, I guess. Okay, so let's keep going with this. But you said that white, you can see. I think at this point, White has a little bit less confidence. I mean, granted, he made a mistake and maybe he hasn't brushed it off yet. Oh, look at that. Wakare like right away. So no subasariya, right? And one of the things that I say about confidence, I feel like when you have, I guess, a little bit less mental confidence, you tend to like put your hands aware of your body more often. You see, I think, I don't know. At this point, if I had to put money, I'm gonna put money on red on winning this match, or at least winning the first ippon if white doesn't shake it off, I guess. Oh, we should do that. Who you think will get the ippon? You say red or white? Red or white? And I guess maybe I bias some people here, but just tell me what you think. Red or white will get the ippon? I see. Oh, but you see, okay, I want to point something out, and this is a conversation that I have had with several senseis, and specifically people that practice in Tokyo, right? Or that have practiced in Tokyo, and it's that that little bit of tilt of the Shiai, like. If you notice, I'm gonna go back to the video, but sometimes their kama is a little bit tilted to the side. And it's funny because I had a friend that told me that that's something more that southern kendokas do, but the conversation I had specifically with like senseis and stuff has been from from Tokyo. So yeah, like what are your thoughts? Have you heard anything about that? Is it something that somebody has brought to your attention or anything like that? Let me know. Yeah, you're saying Hikiwake. It cannot be Hikiwake because it's quarterfinals, right? So somebody has to win, and let me see. And yeah, I noticed when I said the whole thing with moving this thing right here, I seen it that like he does that whole thing with the elbow and moves around. So let me go back to this. But you see how like he's closing the distance a little bit towards the left side, like bringing the shinai a little bit towards his left hip. Please tell me if I'm wrong, because like that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. I personally don't like those exaggerating motions of like like I guess he's trying to fake the opponent with them. But for me, Red has a little bit more control, like mentally. Now I feel like Red's going for kote a lot, like continuously. I don't know if he's getting frustrated or not. Oh, okay. Is it gonna do Ancho, right? I cannot hear what's going on, so I'm assuming that's what happened. Oof. Now Red's a little bit kind of holding back, right? Come on, Red. Put my money on you. So I think that the approach that maybe Red is trying to do right now is kind of like trying to like run down the confidence of White. But maybe he's holding a little bit too much. Let me see, John, what do you say? At our club, we have a 6-dan from Osaka who's doing not quite straight Chudan. And he told you to copy that for the Goran San, so I started using that. I can't say it's a Kanto thing. Yeah, I mean, like, and that's... Okay, so this is kind of like the way that... a sensei when I was in Tokyo kind of like broke it down to me, because I think I know what you're saying, because when I was in Osaka too, like they kind of like had me kind of like on my kamae, obviously not being so straight, but kind of like have my left hand with my thumb, I guess my thumb on the center line, not necessarily my whole fist in there, but like more like the thumb, and I can see how the connection between the left hip and the hand kind of have that relationship, right? But what I'm picking up here, and that's something that, again, something that I've been told before, It's kind of a little bit of a more exaggerated, because he's kind of doing a little bit this, and the sensei that kind of broke it down to me, he kind of like explained, kind of like holding the shinai, kind of like a spear, right? But obviously with the hips looking towards the opponent, and bringing it down, you know, obviously having the regular grip out here, and kind of to cover your kote, and have a little bit of an angle to do some type of like suriage or harai towards the opponent, and then take the center as you go. Again, that was like probably like 6 years ago, I'm not gonna lie. So I know I'm paraphrasing a lot of the things that he mentioned. It's not something that specifically it comes natural to me. I like the way I was explaining Osaka, and I think like I practice that the most. So, but that it's also an interesting concept, right? Like I feel like you can mess up with somebody's distance by adjusting your shinai, you know, based on your on the length of your arms and stuff. So I thought that's an interesting concept. So what you're saying again, that's a little bit different what this guy is doing, right? Like, yeah, I mean, like it's just a little bit of it's an interesting detail. Like I wonder, you know, I would like to talk more about it with somebody that does it. So since you guys are listening, like what's going on? Is this intro now, or oh no, okay, they're doing Gogi right now. So what happened? Why the Hansoku? Hold on, let me see. What's he doing that got him a Hansoku there? I mean, I do feel that White is not quite engaged on his legs to do like powerful lunge, right? But I'm still like, I don't know, what you guys think? What happened? Like, could it be that maybe because he's closing the distance, kind of like getting to that point where like you're just closing in and not really going through, and because of the change, you know, like they don't want people to be too close together because of that? Would that be the reason for the Hansoku? I don't know. Oh, that's a very nice launch right there. You see, I feel like Red it's a little bit more grounded and is going in with a little bit more intensity. Let me see, Ben. Ben, how you doing? Happy New Year's. What is White doing? He seems really engaged. That's what I'm saying, right? Like his legs are all over the place. He like, I don't know, like he's flinching back. He's doing like since the beginning. He's been doing a lot of like type of faking motions that are not really like, I don't know, strong or I'm not. And Red, I'm not gonna say that Red doesn't seem hesitant, especially when I was saying the fact that he was holding back a lot. That he is hesitant, but he seemed a little bit more in control of himself, right? I feel like White, it's like overly scared of the match or something. I don't know, but. Anyways, let's watch the result. My money's on Red. If I have to say that somebody's gonna win, it's gonna say Red. Like that, those motions too. Like those. You see those. when I say like maybe Maki motion, but it's not really Maki, right? Like he's going around the Shiai. He's like, dude, like he's very exposed to that kote. I feel like if Red was a little bit more engaged, as you're saying, Ben, like he would have gone kote over there. It is, right? It is. It's the most recent match I could find, you know, from actual tournament, and I wanted to see, you know, what are some of the things that are being done to, you know, to keep Kendo going throughout these times. But also, what's weird about this is that this is a quarterfinal. I mean, but this goes to show that you find all types of Kendo in Japan, right? Like, a lot of times I feel like people have the perception that all Kendo in Japan is good, everybody's good in Kendo in Japan, and it's not necessarily. I'm not saying that these are bad, these guys are bad. Don't get it wrong. Oh, okay, I didn't see the Ippon. You see, I was talking about, I got money in, right? Let's see. Whoa, what? Who liked that Ippon? I mean, listen, these guys have a good snap. They have, you know, you can see that they have strength in their Kendo, right? I'm not saying it's not an Ippon, I just didn't really like the Ippon. Kind of to close off the fact that it is a weird match. But what do you guys think about that Ippon? See. And again, this is something personally I'm trying not to do. Look what Red's doing, like putting his weight on the front leg and then going back. He did it right though. I think he did it right, because if you notice his left leg, he brings the left leg forward and anchors him to be ready to go forward if he needs to, right? But he's definitely moving. He's definitely putting more weight on the right, and he's definitely trying to bait him to come forward so he can go backwards. So, I mean, when he's doing that, I understand what he's doing, but it's not the type of technique I'm trying to practice and try to do. I'm gonna say that, yeah, they're useful, but that's not necessarily what I'm trying to do. Let me see some of the comments here. Yeah, you said did it actually connect? It's hard to see, perhaps the Shiai bend around to hit the man. Well, let's watch real quick. Let's do a quick little. Let me see if I can do like a frame by frame type of thing. Nah, it doesn't let me do frame by frame. Let me see. Hopefully. I mean, I think you're right. Look at that. Let's see. I mean, it does look like he barely hit, and then the Shiai kind of like, the white Shiai kind of push it off. But yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of like a bad taste in your mouth. Let me see. Ben, you said there was no way White would win with that very hesitant and half-hearted attacks. And yeah, and even when you were seeing like the, what's it called, the things that he was trying to do, they looked like half-hearted, like as you said. So it's an interesting thing to see, I guess. Let me see. Let me go on to the next video. So the next video is going to be the other quarterfinal of the other dude that made it into the finals for this tournament. So here's the match. Let me ask you a question. What's your favorite angle to watch a fight? Like, a friend of mine was telling me, like, he likes to have look at the camera when, like, you know, it's down in the ground level and you can see both Kenshi. I don't really like that one because as soon as like they move out of line, there's more times where you won't be able to see all the techniques. So I personally like it a little bit, kind of like where this one is at, right? Like a little bit high and kind of like in one of the corners. But not necessarily on the corner, because a lot of the times in the corner, a lot of times as soon as the match starts, most players kind of move into that corner. So if you see here, it's kind of a little bit to the side of the corner, not necessarily right on the corner. And I kind of like that. So let's keep playing that. Hold on. Let's see. Look, you see, like as soon as they kind of start moving a little bit towards the corner, not necessarily a big step, it's a little tiny step. But right now we have a good view of where they are. Now, where's your money at? White or red on this one? Oh, wow, that's an interesting exchange right there. Just based on that, I'm gonna say probably red, but it was a very risky exchange. But red kind of like took a very nice initiative there. Let me see. Did I go too far? Or did I go far enough? Hold on. See, white. That's very resourceful, I think, of red. I think red has a crazy fast snap as well. It's just like also his posture too, right? Like the way he moves has a little bit. He seems solid as he moves. I like it. Oh, wow. That's a nice exchange too. Also, I think as it starts the match, like red, it's way taller than him, so he looks very like imposing over white. And I think that when you have those type of moments where you are fighting someone that's taller than you, you have to like kind of give your best showing, right? Because, and I think I talked about this in a previous stream, that sometimes there's this thing psychology called the halo effect, that maybe people's eyes are going to start going towards whoever looks better, whoever looks. As a good shimpan, you want to avoid doing that, right? Regardless, but you always, as a competitor, you want to like kind of watch yourself for those type of things. So right now, I think like it will be easier for people to look at red over white, and sometimes that might cost you a nippon if you're not like up with it. Let's say it that way. Okay, so Jan, you said that red is certainly a taller one. Do you think that height is an advantage for Kendo? I don't think height is necessarily an advantage for Kendo, but I think you have to take in consideration what I just said, because you can also fight someone that's really tall but doesn't have really good posture as this guy does. I think what this guy is doing really good is like having good form, good posture, like seeming control. And sometimes, you have taller people that don't really look that strong. But in general, I think that you have. I don't know if you read Chiba Sensei's article from one of the Kendo World magazines like a lot of years back, and he's talking about like different types of Kendo and different things that you have to overcome. So I think everybody has to overcome their opponent, right? So the taller person normally has the advantage that the shorter person has to come in closer to attack, but then also the shorter person kind of has a little bit of closer distance they can attack when the taller person is coming, right? So I'll recommend you to like look that article up because it's really good. I don't even know if I have that magazine anymore, but it's definitely a great point of view when it comes to like each person has to overcome something. So I mean, normally like at my dojo, like people like are around my height or shorter, and when I go to other dojos, like I have to fight like taller people, and I feel like, you know, everybody has their, like, actually when I was in Japan I had to fight somebody that's really really tall, and you know, like I didn't really feel that necessarily because of the height he has an advantage, but just because he was good, it was, you know, he had an advantage. So what do you guys think? What is your major experience when it comes to fighting someone taller or shorter than you? Yeah, that's I think that's a good point to study. I think this guy is really good because he can be relaxed and then snap quickly, right? Be very sharp with the hits. Um, uh, I think we're talking about the same guy, Jan. Yes, yes, he was Italian. He was really really tall, and I practiced with him at George McCall's dojo. I'm not gonna say the name just because, you know, like this is the internet, so I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but maybe you know him, so you can tell me in private, right? Let me see if I find the article. While we watch the video, I'll be looking in my iPad because if I have that magazine, I have it like digitally. So let me see. Oh. Let me see. You see those type of approaches right there, like that very slow motion forward. I think this kind of shows a little bit of hesitation, right? What do you guys think? Okay, I think I went too far. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, right there. You see, like those type of motions that like they kind of show a little bit of hesitation, no? Let's see. Look. Right there. I think Red, if he would have been a little bit more like engaged, he would have taken that point. Yes, Jam, small world, right? Kendo is a very small world. I'm looking for the article too. Oh wait, what? I didn't see the Hold on. What? Oh, okay. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that, Ippon? And I think that a lot of people, when they're gonna talk about this Ippon, will probably say Sanshi, right? It will be like a main concern. What are your thoughts on that? Why was that an Ippon? I think that will be a good point of talk. Why was that an Ippon? One more time. Okay, let me go a little bit further back. I'm not saying it wasn't an Ippon, right? I'm saying if you can please elaborate on your thoughts on why that was an Ippon, that'll be awesome. For me, it definitely, I can't hear it, so I don't know when it comes to Kiai and all those aspects. But for me, I mean, like he had a good presence, a good pressure to bait the opponent to coming forward. He deflected the strike, and he had a nice hit. I think that he had a nice follow through. Granted, the other person kind of like stopped him and tried to break his sanshin, but he was able to kind of continue, and after that he kind of keeps the attention on the opponent, right? Because he doesn't try to just randomly go out. He kind of keeps, the attention on the opponent and, backs off. So yeah, you're saying good chance, good timing, but sanshin would also be my concern, I guess, because red hugged him, and that's one of the things, right? Like, to what point does your opponent have an influence on your sanshin? Because your sanshin has to do with the alertness you have with your opponent, right? If anything, he broke kind of like his follow through, but I'm not sure if that will be considered breaking his sanshin, because as you see, the guy's not like blindly just moving away. He's kind of like, okay, well, he caught me, but he's still there. He's still like, I don't know, it's a feeling. So, and you said that red took his head under his arm, and which will be a hansoku actually. Could be. He could also make it look like, it was an accident just because he's so much taller or whatever. So depends on the moment, but there, I guess just because the ippon came first, that it wasn't hansoku. And Ben, you're saying even though he didn't run through, he was able to complete the cut and show a lot of ki when he did it. Yeah, and I think that's a big part of it, right? Like, you want to show that you complete your technique, but you should kind of keep your alertness to your opponent. So I think that was nice. So let's keep going and try to see if I can find this. Okay. So now, how is Rod approaching the match after being stroked like that, right? Is he being reckless? Is he being hesitant? Is he being confident? I don't know. I think he's definitely now more active, but not much different than what he was before. There is a difference, but it's not that big, I think. Wait, I think a frame skipped there. I didn't see that approach. He came in forward. You see now that, okay, I think, Jan, you just said something I was about to say too. Now Red is getting nervous. His stance was very solid so far, but he's getting desperate. Yeah, big difference there. Big difference. You said that you think it's very different. I agree on you on that aspect. On the one before, I think that he was attacking with a lot of intensity. I think now he's attacking more, but I think before it's not like he was not really attacking, right? So that's what I meant by, like, it's not that difference in the moment attack. But what you're saying, you're completely right. Like, his stance, his demeanor had changed a lot, right? Now it's easier for us to kind of look at White during the match. Now, a big point that kind of got me to say the fact that, like, he's not really confident is, like, right about this, after this, you're gonna see he starts doing what White was doing before, of kind of like doing those type of fakes. I think it's right here. That's where he does it. Like, let's see. Yeah, like right there. Like, he's not really like committing with what he's doing, and like, like he does like forward back and then launch. It's. I mean, I do it still. I like his kendo because, yeah, he has solid strikes, right? Oh, white shouldn't have gone there. I think white needs to keep calm too. You know, when I said that white needs to keep calm, it kind of made me feel like he's being a little bit hesitant now. Like he kind of lost his edge there, especially like right after this moment, right? It's like and then red kind of just came in with intensity. I wish I had a different angle to see that, but now let's see the demeanor change of red, right? Okay, so Encho, I'm guessing. I really like Red's Kama in general. Definitely in the whole court, what I can see is like a lot less people than I think I would normally see in a Shiai round, right? So it's very interesting that none of them, I haven't really noticed it. I don't know if you have, but I haven't seen anybody kind of like going for trying to set up for Hikiwasa, and I'm guessing it has to do with the rules of not being so close to each other. Actually, I think I seen a post from Alex Bennett where he said that he was refereeing a tournament, and I think he put like a little caption at the end saying that no Super Serie I allowed, like absolutely no Super Serie I allowed, and I think that might be like some of the influences that we've seen and how the match is being approached now. Instead of like setting up for like some Hikiwasa, everything's being straight up from regular Kamae. Why do you think he's not? Because he tried Red tried this a couple of times already. Why do you think Red is not getting those kote? Like look at this, right? He's catching White kind of coming in, but why do you think he's not getting the kote? Granted, he missed on that one, right? But I think there's a reason why he missed, and I kind of want to see if you think something different from mine. This gets very intense because people tend to like start getting frustrated at this point, right? Because like you're an encho and like you're not getting any results on the motions you're doing, and then then you try to do things differently that is not necessarily your kendo, and I think that can get you score on. So I think that at this point people need to be, I guess, a little bit more patient. Oh wow. I think this guy likes ski, right? Because like he tried it several times already. Like not necessarily that one was more direct, but before kind of like to stop him. Oh, let's see. Wow. Okay, that was amazing reaction from White. Got him with that Kayashido. He got into coming forward for that man and then got him with that Kayashido. Those are the type of things that I kind of wonder, like I would like to ask the persons, like, hey, like, so what's going through your mind? Because I think at that point, I think he just went automatic pilot, right? Like machine, right? Like he just let his body do what it does. And he came in with, you know, like a feint, and then, like, hold on, like right after that, like, okay, that feint right there, he made the person go back. Then Red kind of started putting pressure forward. He does this motion right here, this type of Katsugi, and then I guess Red kind of figures, okay, he's bringing his sword down, so he engaged, but I guess White wasn't sleeping, right? And then he just used that same motion to go down for the Kashido. So that was very interesting. I think that was pretty cool setup. That was pretty cool setup. But again, I don't think he was really thinking about that setup, right? Like he was just paying attention, and that's it kind of goes to show, you know, like how attentive and how patient you have to be in this type of matches, right? Especially when you go to Ancho, because that's an interesting point where he was in. So okay, now the last one is going to be the final. So both winners that we just seen, now they are facing within each other. So let me see. Oh hell, hold on, did I mess it up? Okay, so I believe White is the one from the first fight and Red is the one from the second fight. I think Red has, by what I've seen, and you know, the matches that we've seen before, I think probably Red. Actually, let me see. Hold on. Okay, let me see who was in the last fight. Let's open up that previous video 1 second. Okay, so we know that. Oh no, this is the first fight we've seen. Hold on. Right here, right? We just seen this one. So we know White won, and I cannot really read the kanji because it's so blurry for me. But let me see if I can identify the kanji for in the second video. Actually, you know what? Maybe I can see the dough. Okay, I see the Mune design. So let's see the final. Okay. So yeah, I think Red was White. Oh, hold on, my camera just died. Let me just switch it off for a second. Oh my god, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm changing the battery because my camera I've been recording throughout the day, so it kind of just went off. Okay, that should be. Oh, this camera doesn't have that much battery. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. I've been recording throughout the day, so I kind of didn't take that in consideration. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, now you can see me. Perfect. Okay, so Jan, what you said. Yamamoto is the winner of the first bout, and Nakashima was the second. So that's what you got me. Okay, wait, what? That's what you got me for? What do you mean by that? But they switch colors basically. Okay. Okay, lucky, these are easy names. Yeah, Yamamoto is pretty easy. And then like I probably could have seen the Naka, right? Because I know that kanji. But I couldn't see it. It was too blurry for me. But yeah, okay, so we're right. So the winner of the second fight, which the guy that won with both Kayashidos, it's on red right now. And the guys from the, I'm gonna call it the kind of sloppy fight, is the guy on white. So based on the kendo that we've seen, I'm gonna say that probably red has a better chance of winning. And I guess let's think kept playing. Reading kanji is what I got you for. Oh man, thank you very much for being here then. Like very much. Yeah, I probably also need like a better resolution too, because I really couldn't see it. But yes, thank you. I really appreciate it. Every time I have a Japanese question, you're gonna have to be, come in clutch and let me know. Okay, so this is the finals of the tournament. Again, from the previous fight we just watched, red was the winner of the last match. And I don't know if this is something that I know it's probably something I mentioned before, and I mentioned it kind of a little bit earlier today, that sometimes, a lot of times when high level competitors start, they kind of change the angle in the court. And the way I was told, the reason I was told, even though it's something that like I kind of normally started doing at some point, but the explanation that I was given is that it feels more, it feels safer for the distance, because when you kind of change that angle, you have more distance inside of the court rather than having the line so close behind of you. So yeah, I don't know. Quick little fun fact, I guess. Red is being definitely more aggressive. White is kind of pulling back a lot, but he was doing that from the first match, right? I feel, oh wow, that was nice try for the kote. Why do you guys think that he missed that kote? Let's see. See how they creeping in the distance? That's very interesting, right? Like they started very far, and then little by little they both kind of start creeping in, and then white kind of takes a decision, right? But it's interesting, they don't just go kind of like the way that we a lot of times practice, just like ba 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 ba, right? Kind of like just creeping, ba. That was a nice attempt from white, right? Like he kind of like pushed in with that man. I like that core awareness, right? He moved right to the side. He started going backwards, and look, that very nice core awareness. He tries to do a counter to white, right? And then he gets pushed back, but then he kind of moves to the side in order to not get out of the court. So that's just I think that's great core awareness. So I like the fact that they're allowing the competitors kind of to create their own distance. I think was it like 2 weeks ago that we seen a couple of videos where it was like younger kids, but they were telling them to, go back, go back, go back, go back consistently. Here they're giving the chance to the competitors to go back, and the competitors are very aware of not, pushing forward for Super Serie, which is cool. But it cannot creates a little bit of an awkward situation at that point, right? I wonder if they're not allowed to do hikiwas at all, or it's just Super Serie, because at that point I feel like maybe it could have been an opening for that, right? Like with a quick Super Serie, not necessarily Super Serie in general. I feel like it's a lot of tension coming from White, right? Like right there. Look at that. Look how he's trying to control the Shiai, kind of like using too much right hand. And it's like, I don't know, too much tension. And you see that kote was like no commitment at all. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's see that real quick. Nice. I mean, I cannot hear it. I'm guessing they had a really good snap for him to get the ippon there. That's definitely one of the risks of, getting being a little bit too like forward, and the person, White was definitely through the whole match just being kind of like pulling back, and based on the kendo that we've seen from the previous match, maybe Red wasn't very aggressive, so now he changed his kendo, and the techniques that worked for him was Kaeshido, right? So he was kind of baiting the opponent to coming forward. I think that maybe it's not working. Those type of techniques is not working with this guy because he's naturally going back. So actually, that's a good point of study. How do you what type of things can you do to make your opponent a little bit more confident to kind of change that? One of the things that I had a talk with friends, a long time ago, is kind of like you want to get a person to not do their kendo, right? And obviously, this guy's kendo is very backwards, you say it that way. So kind of like to get him out of his comfort zone, what are some of the things that you could do in order to get him to feel confident, I guess, and conformant, so then you can kind of execute a different approach towards the opponent. Because I feel like at this point, this guy's been doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and that therefore White is kind of catching the timing, catching the things, and not really doing anything different, and then White took that advantage to hit that kote, right? I don't know. Just, opinion. But now let's see if Red now has a different approach. Okay, now White kind of came in with an attack. Red is definitely kind of against the clock right now. I don't think you can see how much time there's left in the video, right? So maybe that's big suspense. I know how much time there is left, but that's Actually, I was full too because in my timer there's like a minute or something left. So I thought he was gonna be able to come back from that. So anyways, what do you guys think on the approaches of Shiai? What are some of the things that you think we have to keep in mind when going to Shiai, right? Like, what are some of the things? For me, I think it's number one, I do my own kendo, right? I try not to get influenced by my opponent and kind of change the things that I already do, that I know how to do, and try to overcome them. So I know, for example, when I'm in a situation where I'm going in Encho and things are not working, one advice that kind of motivates me through times like that is that whatever I'm feeling, most likely my opponent is feeling it too. So just kind of keep a cool head. Try to keep a cool head throughout the match. I think goes a long way. The other thing is kind of like always remember for myself, like, positive self-talk. Like, understand that I am going to be tired. I am going to be stressed. I know I'm going to probably have pains and probably like whatever. And just kind of keep telling myself like that's normal, that's okay, because that's what I'm doing. I'm doing kendo, so that has to happen. I have to keep pushing through. The other thing is kind of like try to get my opponent kind of to fall for those traps that I'm trying not to fall for, right? Like, kind of change their kendo. And lately, well, not lately obviously, because I haven't really done kendo for this almost a year now. But it's kind of like play with the distance, right? Before I used to be all about how far can I go for a man, how far can I throw a technique, but now it's kind of like how close can I get, and how sharp can I get that technique, and then being able to change the distance, kind of to change the timing, because if you're always kind of like doing the same thing, I guess people are able to read you and kind of catch you off guard, and then that's it, right? But if you're able to like do some different things, some different changes, I think you can like come on top and do something different in order to get Nippon. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Tell me what's kind of like the most important things for you to keep in mind in order to go to a Shiai, right? Like, what are some of the key points that kind of you want to always kind of have in your head? I think that'll be interesting. I seen this little thing. I saw a video of like a guy saying like how to drink in your Zoom meetings, and he said like just get the string and put it on any container, and people will think that you're drinking tea. But then he did it to like a beer bottle, and I think it was hilarious because like he was with a beer bottle and the little thing here drinking. Everybody was like, yeah, you're not drinking tea, dude. Well, anyway, so yeah, I kind of wanted to take the time today to see some of the differences that we're seeing in kendo tournaments that are happening recently, in case that some of those things are gonna have to be applied into tournaments worldwide for I don't know how long or whatever. So one of the main things that I seen obviously is Shimpong wearing the mask. Everybody was wearing a mask. I think that's great. Some people that I seen in the background too were wearing the face shield as well. That's cool. I'm guessing that the competitor, I couldn't see obviously under the men, but I'm guessing the competitors were not wearing a mask as they're competing, but they are told to not come into Suba Serie A. I didn't see any attempt to Hikiwasa. Everything was like, okay, going back. I seen a couple of like separations earlier, like earlier that I would have seen it in another tournament any other time. What else? I don't know if it's because of the tournament that it was, or because or like requirements of the tournament, but I didn't see coaches sitting around the courts as well, or anybody around the court. I don't know how they would be doing. I don't know if anybody was around, like if they broke a shinai, where was the equipment? I didn't see any equipment on the court. I seen the mats around the floor, around the courts, I'm guessing for the team matches as well. and I'm guessing teams are going to be just in their spot and they cannot move. But yeah, those are some of the things that I noticed. I don't know if you guys noticed anything different or anything else that was different for you. Please let me know. That will be interesting. I kind of want to know some of the things that you think will be going on in tournaments, or what some of the things that you think can start be doing now for us to kind of go back to practice and probably even competition. I'm guessing, I don't know, but that probably they were going to require competitors and participants like Shimpans to kind of take a test, and just to make sure that everybody's healthy before they go into the venue. I'm guessing they probably do temperature checks before they go in. Jan, you're saying that we noticed fewer spectators. Yeah, I forgot to mention that too just now, but you're right. Definitely way fewer spectators. Honestly, we kind of didn't have a good look at the venue itself, because I think the camera angles were obviously focused on the matches. But I couldn't see if maybe even the spectators were like in benches. What's the word, like benches, whatever, like above around the court, and how much separation they had. Maybe the teams and the coaches were up there. Not sure. Also, I know Kendo is definitely a very popular sport and entertainment in Japan, so I know they probably had obviously they had a filming crew, or I don't think that the person that I forgot to mention where I got this video. Let me see. I got the video from, there's a channel that I found. It's called Strong Kendo, and it's in Japanese. So I found that video from there, and I'm guessing that was probably a person that records, but I'm not sure how they're doing right now when it comes to reporting Kendo to other people. But yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting to seeing this type of competitions. I haven't seen any competitions obviously from the police or any other type of, I don't think the All Japan, I don't know if they're doing the All Japan. Did they do All Japan this past year? I don't think so, right? No. And I don't know when they will do this one, and if they will do it, who will participate or where the selection will be, because I know it's a very rigorous process, right, to make it there. So I know there's a lot of competitions needed and blah blah blah. So it will be interesting to see what's going to happen, how they're gonna approach it. Someone mentioned last week about a board meeting for the decision on to when the next World Championship is going to be, and apparently they're looking at 2022. That will be very interesting. I really can't confirm anything because I haven't seen any official posts on it, but that'll be kind of interesting to start seeing about that. If anybody gets any news or any official news about it, please let me know. Jan, you asked me before to kind of post that whole thing with Chiba Sensei, the book, not the book, but the article from the Kendo World magazine. If you give me 1 second, I'm looking for the ones that I have on my iPad, and maybe I have it here, and I can probably give a little bit of hint of where to find it and how to find it. Actually, I think I may even have it. I think a friend of mine, before I bought the magazine, maybe have sent it to me. So give me 1 second. Okay. No. Man, it's like so much content, so much stuff that we read, we see, and like and sometimes like I need to find a way to like kind of like log it better, because it's so much, and like a lot of stuff, like sometimes I want to go back to it and read again, and I kind of can't find it. I remember, and I don't know if anybody knows or seen this, I read an article a long time ago about practicing in different floor types, and I found it very interesting how that sensei kind of did a study on like the consequences and benefits of each different type of floor, and obviously coming to the conclusion that a wooden floor, you know, with a little bit of bounce is the best. But he was saying that like, and if anybody knows about this article and can link it back to me, that'll be awesome. But he's saying if you practice like in a hard floor, like, you know, like tile or whatever, people are going to be more hesitant on actually doing proper fumikomi, but they tend to have a little bit more fluid footwork after, right? Where if you've practiced in like tatami or like mats, whatever, people tend to have, you know, like a stronger fumikomi, or like at least a little bit stronger fumikomi action, but they don't have that fluidity in going through, because a lot of times you have to be careful. Actually happened to me a while ago, is that your toes will get caught on the thing, and you know, you probably could have an injury. But if you have, you know, a wooden floor, you know, with a little bit of bounce, you can get kind of like the best of both worlds, actually get the best training out of it, because people are going to be able to get a little feedback when they're doing it wrong, because you're gonna hit the heel and you're definitely gonna feel it, but you're also gonna get a little bit of forgiveness on it, so kind of takes away the fear from students to try and get better at fumikomi. So those were kind of like, I thought that article was very interesting, and I kind of would like to read it again and kind of make a video about it, because the reason why he wrote that article was because I guess he trained in different parts of South and North America, and obviously he had to practice in different types of floor, and because a lot of the things that I do to kind of help people, you know, doing kendo in different parts of the world, I feel like that's a common thing that happens to us kenshi that are not in Japan, right? We gotta practice with whatever we got, so I think that information will probably be interesting to have for everybody. But anyways, if anybody knows about the article, please send it my way, because that'll be awesome. Yeah, and just said anytime is fine. Yeah, you know what I do, like, because we're gonna have a talk in a little bit. A part while we talk, I can look more here instead of paying attention to what's going on in the screen. That way, you know, like, cause I feel bad just kind of like taking my attention away completely from the screen, because it's messed up. Anyways, for anybody that kind of joined in later, I want to say Happy New Year's and Happy Holidays for everybody. I hope you had a nice one and everybody, you know, is safe. I want to remind you that on Wednesday I will be doing my Suburi stream, and I will be doing the 1000 Suburi, just because that's kind of a tradition at my dojo, and I think I would like to kind of continue it, even though I don't have a dojo right now. You know, like there's no kendo where I'm at right now. So yeah, if you want to join me, that will be at 7 p.m. So I know for some people in the stream right now it will be too late, but anybody that would want to join can join, please. Let me know. That being said, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover today. Remember, I have a Christmas video coming up. If not today, probably tomorrow. I'll post it tomorrow because I'm almost done with it. And hope you enjoy it. Let me know if there's anything that you guys want me to research or do or make a video about. Again, I'm streaming on Sundays at 3:30 p.m. and on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm here for you. If you need any questions, please, you can contact me through YouTube, Instagram. Those are the ones that I kind of answer the quickest. So that being said, I kind of want to say have a good rest of your weekend. Thank you very much for passing by, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I promise you it's free. You don't have to pay, so just hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to make it to 1,000. That'll be awesome. Anyways, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for passing by, and let me know if I can do anything for you. Okay, have a good one. Take care.